Good morning. We are in Forest Hills. This is a very fancy neighborhood in Hayden, and we are replacing roof number 2 today. So there's about 100 homes in this neighborhood. A lot of them have concrete tiles, which don't need to be replaced, and a lot of them have cedar shake, just like on this mailbox roof covering right here. So this is roof number 2 for us. We are doing 11 roofs as of right now in this neighborhood. There's quite a few more that are just picking some colors. So we're probably going to be at 15 to 20 roofs before the end of the season in this one neighborhood alone, which is super cool. They're all big houses. They're all very beautiful houses. And I'm biased, but they picked the right contractor. So yeah, I'll just show you quickly around the job. Our suppliers here right now, ABC Supply, they didn't have room on the roof to deliver all the shingles yesterday because these shingles take up so much space. So they're back here today with just the last pallet of shingles. We're gonna help them get the driveway set up quickly so that they can safely not destroy this concrete and then get those shingles up on the roof for our guys to finish working. These houses are all getting a CertainTeed presidential shingle. If you don't know anything about roofing, that's fine. They're a fancy, very thick shingle that are designed to replicate a cedar shake. So they're very common, popular as a cedar shake replacement. So let's help Emmanuel get his trailer out of here, or the truck out of here. He might already be unhooked. Oh. Do you want to leave the trailer? Unhook trailer? Just truck. Just the truck is out, yeah. Okay, he thought he had to move the truck and the trailer. We just have to move the truck. I once won a speed winding competition for getting one of these trailers up the quickest of everybody. That's a lie. I have not done that. Perfect. So truck out of the way. ABC can then pull in. We're putting plywood down so they don't drive on this concrete, and then they'll get the rest of the roof loaded. So let's do a quick lap. I'll show you some of our equipment and what the guys are doing. So we started this roof yesterday. So you've missed all the messy part of tearing the roof off. Today we're going back and installing the new one. So our dump trailer's here just for the scraps. Cedar shake takes a lot of room, so we already did 4 loads to the dump for this house. This is mostly now the wrappers, the shingle cutoffs, metal, things like that. We have our own porta potties. You have 10 guys on a construction site, it gets a little messy sometimes, and we don't want to pee in the neighbor's bushes or run to the gas station 12 times a day. So we have our own porta potties. They're clean. We clean them out every week. It saves us a bunch of money, but it's also a great way for us to, make sure we take care of the customer's property while we're here. So we got out of the way. It's still a porta potty, but at least it's clean. We got a bunch of extra material, tarps and ladders, hoses set up. With our property protection, we try to leave most of it up the following day. So even while these guys are throwing shingle scraps off and stuff, we're not worried about damaging the siding. And otherwise, we're kind of making a bit of a mess everywhere. And then when we're done, we're gonna clean it all up and make sure it gets thrown in the dump trailer. So as you can see, landscaping, backyards on these properties are pretty important and pretty special to them. So we make sure we take extra good care of them. This is not your run-of-the-mill little house in town that has no yard. There's stuff we want to take care of. Collecting garbage as we go. Watch your step, there's nails in that one. Another thing that we like to do is, these are packing blankets, just from Harbor Freight. This is, I don't know, it's probably likely a Trex deck or some sort of composite material. That stuff gets damaged pretty easily, especially when you throw shingles down with sharp corners. So we make sure that we cover decks with the blankets and our tarps so that when stuff falls down on it, we're not immediately dinging that deck. I will speak from experience. We've replaced a couple decks because we destroyed them. So always improving. Year 1, we didn't do this. Year 2, we started doing some of it. Now in year 4, we're making sure that every deck is protected well. Quick overview of the roof. This section of the roof is pretty close to done. So we can see if we can maybe get a before picture in here after, but this is designed to replicate a cedar shake. So it's thick. It's got that staggered look. It looks kind of like a rough shingle because it's designed to replicate the cedar shake. So it's more expensive than a standard shingle that you find on most houses, but this neighborhood was very concerned about the look. There was a year of contention between the neighbors about what roofing products would be allowed and what weren't. The main roofing product that they do allow for cedar shake replacement is a product we actually really like, Brava. The problem with Brava is that the roof on this house alone costs more than a house in a lot of parts of this country. You're looking at $150,000 for a roof, and you're waiting at a 9-month wait time for those materials. So it's a cool product, but when you have 30 houses to do in here, it wasn't really feasible for most of these people. So the Certainteed Presidential is a great middle term option. It's still an expensive roof, but they're not nearly as expensive, and it still gives people that cedar shake look. So like I said, we're doing 11 at this point. We'll probably finish by the end of the season doing about 20 of them in here, which is convenient for us because we can just move our equipment job to job. We've brought in an extra large crew so that we can accomplish them in quick timelines. So this is a 2-day project. There's quite a few roofs in here that are steep. That'll be a 3 or 4 day project, but most of them will be 2 to 3 days. Some noise in the background you hear. I've been in this neighborhood probably 10, 15 times at different times. I don't think I've ever been in here without a landscaper present. So they're mowing the lawn next door. They've been blowing the next door neighbors' walkways. There's always landscaping happening in here every single day. Just trying to walk by the noise, but you can see our equipter set up behind Adam here. We use this during the tear off, but we also now use it during the install to make sure we can get material up to the roof, store some extra stuff that isn't needed the entire time. So it's a convenient thing we just leave set up until the project's completed. Yeah, so that's a quick project overview. You see our supplier, ABC Supply here, is putting plywood down on the driveway. And then they're gonna drive in here shortly and deliver the last bundles on the roof. They've got some down for their outriggers. So it's super helpful to have a crane if you've ever done a roof, or if you've ever seen guys carry bundles up a roof. If you have to do 5 or 10, it's not that big a deal. This roof had, I'm just guessing, give or take 350 bundles of shingles. So that's a lot. They're 70, 80 pounds. These are extra big, heavy bundles. I don't know about you, but that's personally not something that I sign up on a Monday morning to do, lifting up 80 bundles or 80 pounds worth of shingles 360 times. You can be the lowest guy on the totem pole. If you have to carry up 360 bundles, you're not making it very long before you're in back surgery somewhere. So we make sure ABC does the heavy lifting for us. They have a crane. It doesn't get paid hourly. It just shows up for work every single day. So instead of our guys lifting bundles, we're hiring the pros. Yeah, and in a little bit we got to do a couple little things at some of the neighbors, get some skylight measurements, get some metal measurements. So we'll show you a couple of the other projects we're doing, but this is roof number 2 for us. We did one across the street last week. We're doing another one on Thursday this week. These shingles are hard to get, so we're gonna be in here for a while because we can only do so many roofs at once, because these shingles are not normally sold in this amount of quantity. Most contractors that are roofers have never done a presidential TL shingle, or they do 1 or 2 a year. I think last year we did a total of 5. We've now sold 12 in here, and we've sold a few outside of the neighborhood. So it's a lot. And these shingles are only made at one plant, and they only make them at a certain time during the year. So it's pretty hard to get these shingles. So that's why we can only do so many roofs. It'd be nice if we could just come in here, do all 12 roofs in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but it's just not possible. All right, we are done at the roofing job site. It's going well. They'll be finished today, but me, as the owner, can do nothing there anymore. So, I've left it in Tony's hands to finish. We are now pulling into the new shop. If you've been following along, we bought this shop about a month ago. We're currently working on it, doing a couple little changes. And the goal is, what is today, the 14th? The goal is to move in like 2 weeks. We'll see whether or not we can accomplish that, but we're going to check in on my 2 friends, Dave. They both happen to be named Dave. They are doing some of the the construction work. So checking in on Dave and see how far they're going, or how far they've gotten. Yep. I'll open the box some more. Voila. Here's our flooring. Can't remember what they call this color.
They call this color 05078. Something oak, but it says color 05078. So this is our flooring that we picked. It's a nice like commercial grade LVP, and we are going to be flooring this entire upper area. So if you were with us last time and you're watching our progress, voila, is now a floor. There used to be like a wall here and you could look down to the shop. We've closed that up, so now we've got this center flooring section. We are going to floor on top of the carpet, so we just filled this space in with a very similar underlayment, so there's not a height difference. But yeah, then we'll be flooring everything in and putting some trim up. Out with the old, in with the new. It's been a month, I still haven't done this, so we're doing it now. We're cutting the sign off.
One cut.
One did, I didn't even cut it. It just vibrated loose. That's how solid it was. Wow, it's a little, I think this is about the quality of the studs you find at Home Depot. They're pretty solid if you look at them. If you look at them in the right light. Oh my gosh, so bad. Can we jump through it? It's pretty solid. The sign is pretty solid. Oh, it's like covered in metal, that's why.
Yeah, good luck jumping through that, George.
Okay. What's that? Okay, that's that. All done. Now we just gotta clean it up.